Hola Angelinos, the Galaxy Guy here giving you folks the 411 on everything you need to know about Douglas Costa. As you've heard, the Galaxy just finalized the signing of 31-year-old Brazilian winger Douglas Costa from Brazilian side Grêmio on a 6-month loan. Yes, he will be a DP for the Galaxy. This signing has Galaxy fans split right down the middle. Some fans are very excited for this, while it has other fans scratching their heads wondering if this was the best move for the Galaxy. Well, as you know, here at the Galaxy Guy, we're not known for pulling our punches and we don't sugarcoat the facts. First of all, we have to talk about the giant elephant in the room, the one stat that you didn't see plastered on the promotional post after his signing. We are talking about injuries. That's right, we have to talk about injuries because Douglas Costa has had his fair share throughout his career. To be precise, it has been a total of 20 injuries. To be even more precise, those 20 injuries have amounted to 662 total days spent out on injury for Costa. Now, for comparison, take another player that all of us out here would agree was a very, very injury-prone player. I am, of course, speaking of former Galaxy player Giovanni Dos Santos, who had a total of 13 injuries throughout his career and spent 365 total days out on injury, which means Douglas Costa has spent nearly 300 more days out on injury than Giovanni Dos Santos. In fact, Costa's injuries were so bad that after his final stint with Bayern Munich in the Bundesliga, having spent nearly 4 months out with injuries, Costa said during an interview that he seriously considered retirement due to his nagging injury woes. It really makes you think and it really makes you wonder why exactly the Galaxy only committed to a 6-month loan instead of just outright buying his contract from Grêmio. Now, I know there's some of you out there who are thinking, as long as Costa can stay healthy and he can be on the pitch, he's going to score goals. And for an attacking player, that's really all that matters, right? And you would be right. But let's talk about goals, because I know a lot of people out there were extremely impressed by the goals shown in those highlight reels of Costa. And while yes, Costa has scored some very beautiful goals throughout his career, he is not historically known as a goal scorer. He is not a goal scorer, and that fact is backed by the stats. Now, let's just look back throughout his career. His highest goal tally in a regular season ever was in 2011 in the Ukrainian League, where he managed to score a high of 6 goals. That is the most goals he's ever scored in a single season, 6. Now, looking even further ahead, we take the last 4 seasons of his career. The last 4 years of Douglas's career, he has managed to score just 8 goals in the last 4 seasons. Now, I do factor in that this is MLS. It is a step down from the Bundesliga and it is a step down from Serie A. We might, at the end of the day, see Douglas score more goals than he has ever scored before in a single season. Heck, if we're lucky, we might even see him score double digits for the first time in his career. Now, we also have to factor in things on the opposite end, things that are working against Douglas Costa. He is now 31. He's getting up there in age. The nagging injuries have not been kind to his body. This last time he made his trip back to his home club of Grêmio, the trainers there were so shocked at the condition of his body. One of the trainers actually said Douglas Costa is borderline too fat and out of shape to be a professional soccer player right now. The fans were shocked. They actually booed him on his first game back with Grêmio because he was sluggish, slow, and he was just not good off the ball. Ultimately, I believe that the biggest factor working against Costa is Douglas Costa himself. Throughout his entire career, he's had big name coaches at big name clubs say almost the exact same thing. He's a great player with great potential. He just isn't effective enough. He just isn't reaching that potential. And I think it boils down to one thing. It's mentality. Costa he hasn't shown throughout his career that he has the mentality of a professional soccer player. He doesn't take his job very serious. He's had some behavioral issues on and off the field, controversies. He seems like he likes to have too much of a good time way too often. He's even been suspended for silly things during games like spitting into other players' face, getting into fights, altercations. So if Douglas Costa takes his job serious here at LA, then we might just have something special. But consider this, if he didn't take his job serious enough in his prime, when he was playing at big name clubs for big name coaches, where the team and the brand is above any particular player, he didn't take that serious enough. What makes us think that he's going to take Los Angeles serious enough? It's a smaller league. It's a travel destination for a lot of players in their last years. So we'll have to see if that factor crushes him or if it motivates him to be that player that everyone wanted him to be. But with all of that said, we're just giving you guys a little bit of a different insight, a little bit of a different perspective to our new signing, Douglas Costa. It is not all doomsaying. It is not all negative. There are some positives to this signing. There is an upside to this. But you know what? I've already said enough. I'm going to let my boy Matt take care of this one. Matt, take it away.
If you look at his history, you'll see that he played for a lot of big teams. He's played for Bayern, he's played for Juve, he's played for Brazil. So what that means is that he's bringing the experience of being on a championship team, on teams that are very, militaristic. They're very professional. So he knows how to operate within that organization, which hopefully will meld well with Vanny. Because he's played on Juve, because he's played on Bayern, because he's played on Brazil, that means he's played on the big stage before. So a lot of the problem with Cabral that I had brought up earlier is that when he played at Valenciennes, he'd only played in front of like 3,000, 4,000 people stadiums, and then he comes to LA, he's playing in front of 15,000, 20,000, 25,000 if you're talking about the El Tráfico. There's a bit of shell shock factor there. Costa's not going to have that issue. This is a guy who's used to big sponsorships, used to World Cup crowds. So if he's going to play well, I wouldn't think that he would have to acclimate to MLS. Secondly, he's played under very good coaches. Pep Guardiola, Ancelotti, some of the best ever. So his knowledge of the game and his IQ is going to be high. And then finally, he has that natural Brazilian flair, which if you've watched the Galaxy for the last couple of years, it's basically by being like watching bread become toast. It's been very bland. The only time we get any type of real excitement is the one or two times Efra does something really cool, but that's like a maybe if. So he is bringing something to the Galaxy that we've been sorely missing. He's also very fast, and arguably on his day, he's one of the best dribblers in the entire world. He can take people on. The hope is that he's going to clear up some space for Chicharito, for Cabral, and that he's going to maybe be able to make an impact. He has had seasons where he's had a 2-to-1 ratio, assist to goals, so he can be productive. But just the question remains, depending on who you ask, does he still have juice in his body? Can he still move well, and is he motivated? If he's motivated, the Galaxy are easily a top 4 MLS team. If he's not, then we're going to be on decision day all over again.
And there you have it, the Douglas Costa signing in a nutshell. If you agree or disagree with this, feel free to leave a comment below. Let us know what you think. Is it a good signing? Is it a bad signing? Are you in the middle? Up in the air? Can this possibly go both ways? Let us know. We're open for discussion. You guys have a wonderful one.